What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm down at Hendrick BMW Northlake. We're going to take a look at the all-new 2022 BMW X3. This is the xDrive30i. So massive shout out to them for providing this SUV for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. All that information is down in the description below. But the X3 that you see behind me is finished off in photonic blue metallic, and it has an MSRP just over $50,000. So to start off today's review, we're going to take a look at what powers this xDrive30i. I have the vehicle locked right now and the key in my pocket. All I need to do is place my hand on the door handle. You can hear it automatically unlock, and down in the driver footwell, if we just pull on this latch twice, that will release the hood. You can get a sneak peek of that interior. It complements this exterior blue very nicely. And with that double pull on the latch, all we have to do is open up the hood, and this reveals the 2-liter twin power turbo 4-cylinder engine paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission. It pumps out 248 horsepower around 5,200 RPM and 258 pound-feet of torque around 1,400 RPM. This model is all-wheel drive. It weighs in right around 4,100 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds up to its top speed of 130 miles an hour. And it also has a fuel capacity of 17.2 gallons, and you can expect to see around 21 miles per gallon in the city and 28 out on the highway. This has a wheelbase of 112.8 inches. Its overall length is 185.9. It has a width of 74.7, a height of 66 inches, and its maximum ground clearance is 8 inches. So as we work our way to the exterior now for the all-new X3, I'm going to start up front with the grille. So you'll notice that it still retains the kidney style design with the vertical bars running throughout it. And on this particular model, we have a lot of brushed aluminum trim accents. That includes the grille. This also has active grille shutters just behind that. So those will open to help better provide more airflow to this engine. And you'll also notice on this particular model, we have a front sensor right in the middle. This is for the pre-collision for the front end, of course. There's also parking sensors that run throughout it, but it's very nicely incorporated right into the middle. You'll see there's more brush trim on the lower section of the bumper too, as well as the grille to provide even more cooling. And then over on the sides, you can see there are functional air inlets. So this will help provide better aerodynamics. The airflow can enter those channels and go right around the front tires. You'll also notice there's really nice contoured lines. We have them just underneath the headlights on both sides. And moving on to the headlights now, this has the adaptive LED headlights along with the LED DRLs and LED turn signals. And you'll notice the DRL is actually both of these, but the outer one also acts as the turn signal. Very nice sleek design for the headlight housing itself. And you'll also see there's really nice lines that come down the hood too, meeting the top of the grille nicely. Just gives it a great design overall. And then as we make our way to the side profile now, this X3 has a really nice set of 19 by 7.5 inch wheels. You can see the multi-spoke design along with the dark finish just to match all of the other brushed aluminum accents. You can see them running in the lower section of the side skirt, also the trim piece just behind the front tires. We have that trim surrounding all of the windows. And then up top, this does have a full moonroof. You can also see the roof racks are finished off in that brushed trim. This has the body colored side mirrors that feature the integrated turn signal. And you can see the crisp lines run to the side profile. There's one that runs the height of the door handles going from that front fender all the way to the rear handle, just to give it more flair from the side profile design. And you can see there's also another line that runs all the way to these LED taillights. They are reshaped from the previous model, and I think they have a great look to them, especially with the turn signal running right through the middle. This also has a body colored spoiler. You can see some of the gloss black just to tie it in with this rear glass. Third brake light is located up top, and the wiper blade is in the lower section to help better improve rear-facing visibility. This also has a backup camera with all the parking sensors nicely integrated. You can see the lower section of the bumper has more of that brushed trim just to tie it in nicely, and then on each side of that is the dual exhaust. And now it's time to take a look at the interior. So I have the vehicle unlocked already. You can use the sensors on the door handle to lock the doors, of course, but now we can get a better look at this beige leather interior. You'll see on this model there's wood and more brushed aluminum trim. You can see brushed aluminum on the release handle. We have the memory seating adjustments as well as lock and unlock. And just on the inside of the grab handle, we have all of the window controls along with the side mirror adjustments and the release for the rear liftgate. You'll see there's a good amount of storage space in the lower section of the door too. And this also has a 12-speaker audio sound system. As we work our way to the beige leather seats now, you can see they have a really nice design to them running down the inserts, great bolstering support. You can also adjust the forward section of the seat just by pulling the tab up underneath to make you a little bit more comfortable. And then down on the side, you can see all of the automatic controls. And now it's time to take a look at the interior on this X3. You can see I have the driver door currently opened all the way, making it very easy to enter and exit. And to start this up, we have the engine start stop button located down below. So with my foot on the brake, it's time to fire it up. And you'll see on this large digital gauge cluster, over on the left side is the miles per hour as well as the fuel gauge. On the right side is the tach and the engine temperature. You'll also notice too, right now there's a map right in the center. So when you have the navigation on and running on the middle screen there, it will show up on the background right in the center. So that's a great option to see. You'll also notice too, within the tach, you can see what gear the vehicle is as well as the driving mode. So right now it is in Sport Plus. In order to change those, we have those controls down below. You have Sport, Comfort, and Eco Pro with a few different settings in each one. So you can see Sport Individual as well as Sport. There's Comfort, as I already mentioned, and then Eco Pro and Eco Pro Individual. You'll also notice it change right in the center. So you can go through all this information and configure it how you'd like to drive this, which is really nice to see. And then if I push on this top button on the turn signal stalk, you can actually look at a lot more information. So just by pushing on it, you can see we have a live readout for the MPG. You can look at your distance. You can also pull up live readouts for horsepower and torque. So if I give the vehicle some gas right now, you can see those adjust. You can also pull up the G-force meter, and then the last one is the radio. So it's nice to have all of that right in front of you. As we work our way to the steering wheel now, you'll see it's completely covered in solid black leather. More brushed aluminum trim pieces surround the entire steering wheel. This is also heated, so we have that control down below. Over on the right side, you can see volume and tuning for the radio, as well as Bluetooth and voice commands. And then over on the left side is all of the cruise control settings. On the left side of the steering wheel, you can see there's a compartment down below, so you can place any smaller items there. We have all of the headlight and parking light controls. You can see there's one air vent. This model also has the heads-up display, so currently it's showing the miles per hour as well as the speed limit. And then right in the middle, we have the 12.3-inch touchscreen system. You can control this using these dials down below. We have map and navigation, as well as home, media, and phone. The rotary dial right in the center, and then back and option is behind that. Or using this as a touchscreen, of course, we have all of these presets over on the left side. And starting off with the home screen here, you can see the navigation as well as the radio and phone. You can swipe over, look at some data info. There's the compass, your traffic conditions. You can also look at the date and time and weather. And it's a very responsive system to the touch. You can see how quickly that's reacting. Over on the left side, we have shortcuts to media. I can just click on the home button there to go back to this. You can pull up your phone when that is paired. You can also pull up the navigation in full screen, of course. If we go into car, you can look at the driving information, go into your vehicle status, so you can monitor your TPMS and other vitals like that. You can look at driver profiles as well, along with your carrying car, just going into all of these settings that you can adjust. And you'll also notice the last one here is for apps. You can use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, along with all these other ones that you see right here. So just based on what you'd like to use, you can install, making it very easy. And this model also has the gesture control. So you can see I can adjust the volume just by spinning my finger clockwise or counterclockwise. Of course, we have the physical button for that too, if you'd like to use either one. You'll notice too, just underneath the screen here, we have a shortcut to the intelligent safety. If I go all the way over into configure, you can look at the forward collision as well as the lane departure, your steering intervention, and your active blind spot. You'll see there's two air vents on both sides, more of the brushed aluminum and the wood trim, which is a really nice touch. And then right in the center is another LCD screen. This is for all of the climates. So you can see all the brushed aluminum buttons. We have the temperature for driver and passenger with the fan speed right in the center. A few other recirc buttons on both sides, as well as the heated seat controls. And then working our way below that, you can see all of the presets for the radio, there's tuning, and we have a few other controls on the left side. You'll also see there's an X3 badge on the back side here, finished off in brushed aluminum, and a small compartment right in the middle. So if I open this up, you can see there's a great place to put your phone. We have an auxiliary along with a small area here, maybe for the key fob. You can also see two cup holders and a 12 volt, and then you can close that up if you'd like to. Working our way to the middle, you already saw all these controls for that center screen. We have the engine start stop button, all the different driving modes, as well as the electronic parking brake. And over on the left side, you can see the engine start stop feature, as well as being able to turn on and off the parking sensors. And then traction control is the upper one. And then making our way to the gear selector now, just by pushing the release on the left side, I can go all the way up into reverse, where you'll see the backup camera up here, along with the sensors over on the right side. And then to put the vehicle into drive, we just go all the way back. If we pop it over to the left, that is for the manual setting, which allows us to use the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. And then to put the vehicle into park, we'll just click the P on the back. As we make our way to the center armrest now, you'll see there's a good amount of space for all of the items that have to go there. And then same with the glove box, you can see all of that room. We'll take one last look at these seats, which have a really nice design to them. And as I did mention earlier, we have a full panoramic sunroof for this X3. So you'll see that roof go all the way to behind the backseat passenger's head, providing a lot of light for the interior. We also have the sunroof controls as well for tilting and sliding, and you can see the dome lights are up here too. But now it's time to take a look at the rear seat. So we can shut this off, open up the door here. And as we work our way to the back seats now, you'll see the door panel is finished off just like up front. And at 5'10", I'll go ahead and hop in. With the front seat set at my height, you can see I have plenty of room for my feet and my legs. We do have some storage nets behind both front seats. There's 2 air vents in the center, as well as the climate controls for your backseat passengers. So you have the temperature and where you'd like the air to go, along with 2 USB-C ports. And there is plenty of room for 3 people to be in the back. You can see I have this section of the seat fully reclined. This one is all the way up. So you do have that versatility. If I pull down the center armrest here, you can see there are 2 cup holders in it. And these back seats also have a 40-20-40 split. So I can fold this middle one down if you have any larger items that you want to go through and you have a passenger on both sides. Or you can fold all of these seats down, giving you a lot more interior storage, which is really great to see. And as you can tell, we have a lot of visibility for the backseat passengers, even with this moonroof all the way open. Definitely provides a lot of light. And last up, we'll take a look at the storage space for the rear. We'll just push on the button up underneath the BMW logo, and the power liftgate will automatically open up. And you'll see there's a ton of room in the back with the back seats up. Really nice flat surface. You can see the tracks on both sides, so you could put some tie-down hooks and safely secure any items you have in the back. Over on the driver's side, there is a net. We also have a strap here too, where you can place some odd shaped items. And there's a hook here for bags or groceries, anything like that. Up underneath the floor, you can see there's a lot more hidden storage space to put in any items here that you'd like to. And then we also have the removable cover, so you can use this if you need to. And then with all the back seats folded down, you can see just how much more versatile this X3 is, providing you with a lot of storage for any items you'd like to place in the back. And then with that power liftgate, we can either close and lock the vehicle or just close it. All right, so getting the all-new 2022 BMW X3 out on the road now. I recently checked out the X5 and the X7, so if you'd like to see those reviews, I'll have those down in the description. The X3 is basically in the middle of the SUV lineup for BMW. There's the X1 and the X2, and then right in the middle we have the X3 here. So while this is not the largest SUV from BMW, it offers a lot of interior storage. As you've already seen in today's video, you can pack a lot into this car. So if you're not looking for a very large SUV, this is a great option. And visibility, while I'm looking over my left shoulder here, is very good for the size of this car. The pillars in the back are really not all that bulky. And of course, you can use your side mirrors. I can easily look out of the rear view mirror there. Look over my right shoulder here. You pretty much have a 360 view. Even with this backup camera here, great graphics to see what's behind you. With the xDrive30i, it's not the top of the line for the X3, but we have a lot of nice materials on the inside. And that's one thing that I love about BMW. You don't have to get the top level to get all of the premium feeling materials. We have heated leather seats, we have the wood, the brushed aluminum. It's a very nice interior for the price point of this SUV. And while we're making a pretty tight U-turn here, we can talk about the maneuverability, especially if you're in a parking lot situation. This has a very tight turning radius, which is great to see. And I have put a few miles on this so far. Let's talk about what it's like to drive. It's very smooth. There's not a whole lot of road noise or wind noise. And I have been in comfort mode for the majority of this drive. So in sport mode here, we'll give it a little bit of gas. And we're up to the speed limit just like that. For the 2-liter twin-power turbo engine, I definitely don't see it being underpowered. You can opt for larger engines for the X3, but if you're not looking to do that, this has plenty of get up, especially for the weight. And so now switching over to the POV angle so you can see what it's like behind the wheel of the all-new BMW X3. You can get a sense of all this technology that I've gone over and how upscale it really is. And I love that across the board with all of the BMWs, as I already mentioned. Handling in this also is very good. We don't have the upgraded suspension, but just coming around a turn at normal speed there seems to handle great for an SUV. And even taking bumps like that in the road, it absorbs them very well. We're gonna put this into a Sport now. We'll go into a Sport Plus and use these paddle shifters here. You can see the big M3 there for what gear we're in, manual and second. Like I said, the shifts are very quick. Very impressive to see for this xDrive30i. You can hear some of the traffic passing us, but it's very normal. It's not crazy loud. And this is just a really nice place to be. If you're looking to daily drive an SUV, you don't need a crazy amount of room, this is definitely a perfect spot. We also have the lane keeping assist, which is currently on. And of course, you can feel that if you don't use your turn signal and you go over a line left or right. You can feel the feedback in the steering wheel wanting to straighten you out. Of course, that's what it's designed to do. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for my walk around review and test drive, getting behind the wheel of the all new 2022 BMW X3 xDrive30i. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this SUV for me today. Make sure you guys check out their website. I'll have all of that information down in the description below. And if you enjoyed today's review, make sure you give it a big thumbs up and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on our daily uploads. And I will see you guys in the next video.